Hey everybody, Mr. Into Fitness here again, and today I'm going to give you a very quick video about maintaining motivation. Not really, not in an inspirational or sort of psychological way, but just a tip or a technique you can use to keep your motivation flowing. Okay, so I call this the minute method for maintaining motivation. All right, so bear with me. All right, it's pretty simple, but do you sometimes miss the gym and feel guilty? Do you plan to do a class or an exercise session and you get sidetracked or delayed, and you miss the class, you miss the session, and you feel really shit about it? Like you get either a bit depressed on yourself, a bit emotional, and sometimes you feel like, oh no, it's a completely wasted day. All right, and quite often you can't get back that class because it's perhaps the only class that week you could get to. You can't get back that particular session because that class or that session doesn't run again until another time next week when you can't. And that will be the first opportunity you get to get back there and do that again. Okay, so sometimes you beat yourself up. Let's say for example you sleep in the morning, you plan to get up and go to the gym, or you plan to get up and do your workout, and you've slept in and you've missed it, and then when you do get up you feel bad about yourself, you feel a bit guilty, you feel a bit terrible, and sometimes that can derail you for the entire week. So just sort of one bad morning or one bad afternoon and you've missed a session, and then you've had a really bad day and you said to yourself, it's too hard now, I'm just gonna try again next week. And so you pretty much go the whole week without doing what you plan to do. So I've got a solution here for you. Okay, so instead of focusing on number of sessions, or instead of focusing on particular classes or getting up in the morning and hitting the gym, here's a really simple way to sort of maintain your motivation, to set yourself up for success as opposed to failure. Okay, so what you can do at the start of the week is set yourself a minute total of activity that you're going to attempt to achieve throughout that week. All right, so let's say for example, instead of saying, I'm going to go to the gym 5 times, or I'm going to work out 5 days, or whatever you might normally do to achieve your goals, just give yourself a minute total. All right. And then, therefore, that minute total, each time you do any activity, you can cut that total down. Right? So you can see the minutes coming down, and that should help you and motivate you to keep achieving what you're trying to achieve. So at the end of the week, those minutes have been used up. All right. So, for example, 200 to 300 minutes. I would prefer you aim for 300 minutes. Okay. 300 minutes is, you break it down over the course of 7 days. It's around about 40 minutes a day. All right. So I understand not everybody can work out every day, but the point I'm trying to make is you don't have to work out. It's just activity. Okay, so playing with your kids, walking, riding, swimming, running, jogging, just being outdoors, doing something physical, mowing your garden, doing your gardening. Okay, any activity at all that's physical, and you're not sitting down on your bum watching television, eating chips and biscuits or whatever. Okay, so just activity. All right, structured exercise is great, such as a class or a gym workout or your own specific routine or yoga or whatever you might want to do, but just activity in total. Okay, so I would say aim for 300 minutes, because the good thing about this is you don't have to achieve it as a set number of minutes every day. It can vary. Okay, so you don't have to do 40 minutes one day. You don't have to do an hour one day. You can do 20 minutes here, you can do 20 minutes there, you can do 10 minutes here. It really doesn't matter. Okay, so the name of the game is at the end of the week you've accumulated 300 minutes. All right, so the beauty of that is, okay, so let's call it 300 minutes. All right, so 300 minutes. All right, which is, like I said before, roughly, well, let's say 42 minutes a day. All right, so that's in a perfect world. If you could work out 42 minutes every day, fantastic. But it doesn't matter if you miss a day. It doesn't matter if you miss 2 days. What matters is that you're reaching towards this target. Okay, so let's say, for example, let's say Monday, you've had a good day on Monday, you've done 40-minute workout. All right, that's great. That's 40 minutes done. So you keep this tally here on your fridge. All right, you cross that out after Monday, and then underneath it you write 260, okay? So therefore you've done 40, you've got 260 left to go. Let's say it's Tuesday, all right? Tuesday you're very busy, whether it be work, whether it be family, whether it be, other, things that you've had to do. You planned to do your exercise, but you missed it, all right? So you didn't do anything, all right? So that's nothing. But don't worry, because it's still only Wednesday and you've got 260 minutes to get through, all right? So you say to yourself, okay, it doesn't matter, don't let it worry me, don't freak out about it, I've still got another 5-6 days to get through, okay? I'll be fine, all right? So you get to Wednesday. Wednesday, you've got a good day Wednesday, you've been able to spend a little bit of time on yourself, and what you've done is you've done a 60-minute yoga session or some other sort of class, okay? So you at the end of Wednesday you go back to this and you've finished that and you've come down to 200 minutes, okay? So you've got 200 minutes left to go. The beauty of this is that each time you look at your fridge door or you walk in your kitchen, you see what you've completed and you see how much further you've got to go. All right, but because this number's coming down, it's very, very motivational. All right, you start to crave seeing that number drop. All right, so subconsciously, your mind is going to help you to work to achieve these extra minutes. All right, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay, so we're up to Thursday now. Thursday's a busy day. You've got lots on with the family, the kids, or work, or whatever else. All right, so let's say Thursday you're pushing it. You're not going to make the gym. You're not going to get to do a full session, but it doesn't matter. You've got 20 minutes in the middle of the day to go for a walk or on your lunch break. All right, so you've done that. You've done 20 minutes. Okay, so even though you may feel like that wasn't enough, it's still contributing to dropping your weekly total. All right, so you've crossed that out. You're down to 180. All right, so Friday. All right, now I know Friday is never normally a day that people love to exercise, so you might want to plan to do something in the morning, and because of the 20 minutes the day before you felt like you didn't do enough, you've said to yourself, right, I'm going to get up in the morning, go to the gym, I'm going to really, smash it out, and so you've gone to the gym that morning, you've done 60 minutes. All right, so Friday's ended up to be a good day. You've got 60 minutes out the way, cross that out, you're down to 120. All right, so, okay, you've got 2 days left. You need to get through 120 minutes. You're really not planning on doing any exercise on Saturday, which is fair enough, all right, but we write that down. So Saturday comes, all right, but instead of the gym or a class or some structured exercise or whatever, you think, I can hang out with the kids or the husband, go for a walk or a bike ride, go down the park, play some ball, whatever it is you might do, okay, but it doesn't have to be a particular exercise session as such, all right? So, but you've made a commitment to yourself, and you've got the family involved, and you've done what you've done. It's been 60 minutes of activity, all right? Not necessarily, highly exertive gym type physical hard work, but still activity nonetheless, all right? So you've gone back there, you cross that out, and you're down to 60. So you're up to Sunday, all right? Good news, all right? It's Sunday. You've only got 60 minutes to get through. You know it's the last day of this 7-day week. It's the last day. It's your last chance to cross those last 60 minutes off. The last thing you're going to want to do is not achieve that. Okay, so even if you've got through the week and you can't be bothered, you just want to relax on Sunday, you just want to chill out, you want to enjoy yourself, have some food, enjoy time with your family, your kids, whatever. But in the back of your mind, this little voice is going to be telling you that you've only got 60 minutes to get through to achieve your 300 minutes for the week, all right? And that little voice is going to help you to achieve that goal, all right? It's not going to let you just sit on the couch and chill out. Even though you might deserve it, that's not the point. I mean, the point is when you achieve something greater than instant gratification, which is, instant gratification is just doing what you want in the moment. When you achieve something greater than that, such as your weekly total, tomorrow you're going to feel fantastic. It's hard to explain how good you feel when you achieve what you set out to achieve. you know. All right, so on Sunday, you're actually, you know, it doesn't matter what you do, I guarantee you, you're going to hit that 60 minutes, all right, because consciously you want to, because you're looking at the board and you think, I've got 60 minutes to go, and subconsciously your mind is going to help you because it doesn't want you to fail, all right? And also because this is a number or a tally you've got on your fridge, you know, your family and your husband or your partner or your kids, they're going to help you too, because they're going to be encouraging you along. As they see the minutes drop and you see the minutes drop, they're going to do their best to help you achieve your goal. All right, so that there at the end of the week, cross that off, and you've done your 300 minutes. All right, that's that. I mean, there's so many different ways this could work. Okay, I mean, I've just given a few different examples. Okay, so there you have it. Like I said, that's just one example of many different ways you can achieve the 300-minute total. Okay, and it doesn't have to be 300. I'm preferring that you would aim for 300. 300 is a very good total minutes of activity for the course of a week. Okay. I mean, if you're a days person, you like certain days, then I would aim for 4 days. Okay. Traditionally, it's like, 3 days a week is good enough, but I disagree with that. Okay, like 3 days a week is less than half of the week, so that means less than 50% of the time you are sending the right signal to your body to make changes. Okay, so if you're going to go by days, please aim for 4 days, but preferably just aim for a total number of minutes, and preferably 300. If not 300, if it's too much to start with, start at 200. Okay, and or if you want to break it down even further, say to yourself, right, 20 minutes a day of activity, okay? And then step by step, inch by inch, you will, get better and better, okay? So, it's not about how much you do, it's just about consistency, okay? Consistency with your activity, and obviously consistency with your food and eating as well. And that's a whole different conversation. We're not here to talk about that today, all right? But thanks for watching. Like I said, this is a minute method to maintaining motivation. I hope you've enjoyed it. Any questions, feel free to jump on the website and just contact me through the link on there. Okay, and thanks for watching. Cheers.